Recording started.
Hearing. No one's under oath. No one should be going to jail today, so no need to, you know, have your guns out or anything like that. But currently, we are going to be hearing the expungement of Miss Selmers here. Currently, Miss Selmers is under one count of robbery from case number 27. Does that coincide with your understanding, Mr. Pug,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Mouse? Okay, perfect. All right. Is there any objection from the district attorney's office on why we shouldn't be having this hearing today? And if you're speaking, I can't hear you.
Questioning a little bit why it's a robbery.
All right. Could you be a little bit more specific on your objection?
I currently don't object to it. I just want to make sure that we're just not giving out a gun license to just another criminal.
Well, okay. So if you don't have a current objection at the moment, we'll go through. We'll speak with Ms. Summers on this, and we can get to see if we can't get to the bottom of it. Again, this kind of just go with the personal review of moral character on the expungement, and after that, if you feel you need to object, you can provide good cause, and then otherwise we'll proceed if everything else goes well. Sounds well? Sounds good, Mr. Mouse?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Miss Summers, step on up to the podium here so we can hear you here. All right. And Miss Summers, you have obtained the legal services of Mr. Pug at this time. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Pug, you can confirm that as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Miss Summers, there's one count of robbery on your record. So I guess I understand that you have employment uh, at two locations, correct? If I'm not mistaken, you could tell me where you are currently employed.
Yes, sir. Wabi Sabi and Foundation Records.
Okay, I was all right. So you're employed in uh, two companies, and they're aware of your record as well.
I would assume so, yes.
Okay, so those don't necessarily aren't prohibiting you from employment. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess my question to you is, why do you feel you under an expungement? Are you just was it a mistake and you're not necessarily into life of crime, or what is it?
Well, you see, Your Honor, it was a simple mistake at the time. It was an emotionally distressing day, and I just want to live a clean, simple life as a ordinary citizen and future head of mayoral operations for Jonathan Schnutz. Vote for Schnutz.
All right. Appreciate everything, but please keep the political commentary out of the courtroom today. All right. I'm going to review the report here just to make sure we can get an understanding of actually what this terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, what it was all about. So, Neeks responded to a robbery on Grove Street. Upon arrival, two individuals were fleeing from the store on foot to the backyards of the house in the area. The two individuals were caught hiding in a bush in the backyard before entering the CVPI of their own free will. Quite sure what the definition on that is, but we could find that out. They were detained and frisked. One individual was found in possession of 28 money bags and 42 bands of notes, along with emeralds and a steak knife. The individual was identified via DNA test as Lydia Selmers. Miss Selmers was processed in the Davis PD and charged with one count of robbery, which she pleaded guilty to. How's that Davis PD? That place is pretty cool looking. I thought.
Yeah,
I guess
very
it's
nice.
Your Honor, CVPI is Crown Vic Police.
Crown Vic. Okay, gotcha. All right. So wait. So the two individuals were caught hiding in a bush in the backyard before entering the Crown Vic police interceptor of their own free will. So I guess you'll just jumped in the back of the car?
Well, I asked permission first.
Okay. And y'all were just like, okay. And then what happened after? So and then they just said gotcha, and or did you just give yourself up? Was that basically what it was?
Well, I saw them driving by. I asked permission to get in. They said, yep. And they took us to the police station and processed us accordingly.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm kind of not sure what to think of that. I mean, at one end, it looks like you're just being honest and you're kind of accepting, uh, the consequences. And then on the other side, did you just make a mistake, kind of thing? So,
Your
but
Honor, have you ever heard of the statistic that 9 out of 10 people regret jumping off a bridge right after they jump off a bridge?
I haven't heard that statistic, but I have heard that there's a statistic that 90% of all statistics are made up. Um, but either way, I mean, I see that it's a little bit of a discourse thing or a dissonance thing. But it's again, I was going to say it's neither here nor there because again, this is we're reviewing your intent to turn over a new leaf. So the circumstances were more just to get a background of kind of was it just an accident or was it something more of a well, I guess just kind of trying to get an idea of just the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, or if it's something just we expect to see from you. But again and again. But again, it doesn't look like it's anything that we expect to see from you again and again. Seems like you learned your lesson, and you've obviously find employment in other places, so shouldn't be necessarily hurting for money or anything or desperate or anything like that. So again, I guess the last question would be here is we're looking at your record. It doesn't seem to keep you from getting employment. So the question would be, why would you want an expungement, or what is the need for the expungement?
Well, simply just to turn over a new leaf, to feel like a clean new citizen again. And also importantly, I mean, as I've mentioned, I do have a political career ahead of me in the future. It
Okay.
would reflect on me very poorly.
All right. I understand that 100%. I mean, the court currently at this point seems willing to grant the expungement. Again, Mr. Mouse, do you have any other further objections?
No objections at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, with no objections from the district attorney's office, I am free and clear to go on and grant this expungement for you. My understanding is that I'm supposed to put it on your profile. So I'll go on and do that, Ms. Selmers. Again, if you run into any issues with the way this expungement ends up happening, come talk to me about it, and we'll see. Because I mean, this is the process now, but there are parts of this that I mean, it doesn't necessarily erase the record or anything that you can, people can still pull it up, but technically it shouldn't count against you for anything as far as eligibility. But again, it's not like, again, where an expungement, my understanding of an expungement is to remove it, or at least your name from it. But the way it is now, the record will still be there and in place. But if it ever comes up, just let them know that you've got that expungement, and I'm putting in the expungement on your profile now. All right, you're all set there. Again, yeah. If you do end up with any issues, come back to me and we'll talk about it. But I think for now, we should be good. Thank you again, and congratulations, Miss Selmers. You are now free and clear citizen.
Thank you, sir.